For decades, Israel pushed a clear and simple narrative. More than 700,000 Palestinians left voluntarily. Arab leaders, it said, told them to evacuate, that they could return after an Arab victory. The Israeli army did not expel a population, it fought a war. But when portions of Israel's archives became accessible and a new generation of Israeli historians examined the record, that story began to unravel. Military files, intelligence reports, and cabinet minutes revealed expulsions and massacres carried out by Zionist forces, and no evidence of any Arab order instructing civilians to leave. As the voluntary flight narrative collapsed, a narrower defense replaced it. Yes, civilians were expelled. Yes, atrocities occurred. But these were isolated incidents, unauthorized excesses committed in the fog of war. That argument endured because something crucial was missing: documentation showing whether the expulsions and atrocities were a breakdown of the system or the system working as designed. In February 2026, after years of work, the Akavad Institute gained access to sealed archives containing the transcripts of the trial of Shmuel Lahis, a company commander in the Carmeli Brigade who massacred dozens of residents of the village of Hula. Lahis argued that he'd been following orders. To support that defense, his lawyer called senior officers of the young Israeli army to testify under oath. What those commanders said on the witness stand was shocking. The testimony revealed a deliberate system. Written orders kept vague for deniability, while the real instructions were delivered orally to commanders in the field. Operations Officer Chaim Ben David explained it plainly. In our operative orders, we were careful not to mention killing. The orders relating to conduct were orally conveyed to the battalion commanders. He added that what happened on the ground was done with the full knowledge of the High Command. Intelligence officers confirmed that not taking prisoners meant killing detainees. Private Itzhak Soroka testified that the instructions were to kill all the men who didn't flee from their villages, and that an operational order defined those men as aged 15 and older. Mordecai McClef, an operations officer on the Northern Front, who would later become IDF Chief of Staff, testified bluntly. There were operations in which the potential enemy, namely civilians, was annihilated. The intention was to expel. It is impossible to expel 114,000 people without terror. Carmeli Brigade Commander Maxim Cohen described how that terror worked in practice. You lop off the ear of one of the Arabs before everyone else's eyes, or stab someone in the stomach. In practice, no village was evacuated without stabbing someone in the stomach or by similar methods. And what happened to Lahis after he was convicted? He never served time in prison and later became Director General of the Jewish Agency. But the trial transcripts were only half the story. In late March 2024, in a quiet Tel Aviv neighborhood, a stack of discarded boxes provided the missing piece. A zoologist named Ronit Zilberman noticed boxes of documents beside a dumpster near her home in Tel Aviv. Inside were thousands of papers, some marked confidential, describing military operations, maps, and photographs that had never been made public. The collection belonged to Rafi Katzer, a veteran of Israel's 1948 war and founder of one of the IDF's first elite commando unit. If the trial transcripts reveal a system of oral orders, the dumpster documents revealed what happened when one commander put those orders into writing. Itzhak Broshi, commander of the Golani's 12th Battalion, signed an order instructing his troops to shoot every 10th man in captured villages where outsiders were found. For the Bedouin community of Arab al-Zabah in the Lower Galilee, the instruction was explicit. Every Arab among the Zabahim is to be killed. In another written directive concerning the Mount Turan area, Brashi ordered his troops to kill anyone who is hiding. Another document instructed troops that every Arab who will be met with is to be annihilated. The killing was not only about expulsion, it was also designed to prevent return. After the ceasefire agreements in 1949, soldiers were under orders to shoot every Arab. It makes no difference whether it's a man or a woman, whether the Arab is armed or not, or whether he flees or raises his hands. When 2 soldiers were tried for raping and murdering a Bedouin girl, the court found they could not be held responsible for the killing. Under the standing orders, it was legal. Only the rape was a chargeable offense. The trial records and orders revealed how the system worked. The state did not just deny it, it engineered a cover up to keep it buried. A unit of Israel's defense ministry called Malmab spent 25 years removing incriminating documents from the archives. An internal IDF memorandum spelled out the goal: prevent the release of material that might portray the army as an occupying army devoid of moral foundations. Also to be removed, any document relating to the expulsion of Arabs, orders to harm Palestinians trying to return to their villages, violent behavior against prisoners contrary to the Geneva Convention, and instructions not to pay attention to white flags. A small fraction of the released record has revealed the atrocities, the orders, and the cover-up. But of 17 million files in Israel's state and defense archives, more than 16 million remain inaccessible.
Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you would like to see more content like this.